Okay, I'm back. I got cut off on the last one, so this is part two, and we're just going to pick up where we left off. I'm reading now right here where it says, Now imagine. Now imagine taking a part of the globe and flattening it out. This two-dimensional or flat representation of Earth is called a map. And there again, it's highlighted. So we know we want to come over here and we want to capture that term. Map is a two, oh, that's not where I want it to be, a two-dimensional or flat representation of Earth. If you look around, there are a few different examples of maps in the classroom that you'll see are two-dimensional or are flat. We've captured that. Let's move back over to here. Maps and globes are different representations of Earth, but they have similar features. And we're going to take a look at those features now. Since I'm zoomed in on this page of the textbook, I have to use the scroll bars to move over. Oh, that's a little bit too much. Now we'll continue reading where it says map and globe elements. A title tells the subject of the map or globe. And actually, in order to do this, I'm going to zoom us out. It's going to be hard it might be hard for you to see in this case because I zoomed it out, but I think that will allow me to point things out a little bit more easily. So here, the title tells the subject of the map or the globe. And for this particular map that we're looking at, you see A is the title, Germany's economic activity. So let's capture that note, a title. Got that one. Now let's go to B. Symbols represent information such as natural resources and economic activities. Those are just examples that this particular map is showing. And in order to show that a little bit better, I think I'll go ahead and zoom back in a little bit more. So on this map, you see there's a little picture of a car. It shows that's an automobile. And you can see these different places on this map, which happens to be a map of Germany. There are these different little pictures of cars. And that tells us that cars are created or manufactured or made in that part of Germany. Whereas this little picture, it's hard to see on here, but this is a picture of a little coal train, probably. And you can see that coal is mined in all of these different parts of Germany. And then there's one for steel right there. So we'll reference that again. Let's come back over and we want to capture symbols. Symbols represent information such as natural resources and economic activities. That, let's go back to our text. We look at C, which is labels. Labels are the names of places such as cities, countries, rivers, and mountains. Let's go look at some examples of labels on our map here. Well, there's a big label that tells us this is Germany. Some smaller labels like the name of the city, which is Stuttgart. And here's Munich. What other labels? We see the label up here of the North Sea and the Baltic Sea. So there are actually a lot of different labels on this map. So let's go over to our Cornell notes and let's capture this note, labels. The names of places such as cities, countries, rivers, and mountains. Okay, we're now on D for colors. Colors are a cool thing on maps. Colors represent different kinds of information. For example, the color blue usually represents water. That's true on most maps. So let's come over here and check out our map. And sure enough, we see all of these areas over here, like the Baltic Sea and the North Sea. That's water. Oh, actually, I should notice. This map has a bunch of different colors too. Green on this one. Green on this map just happens to show Germany. That won't be the case on all maps. It just happens to be a different color on this map. So let's come over to our notes. Let's capture colors, which represent different kinds of information. For example, color blue usually represents water. Okay, back to our reading here. We're now at E, which is lines of latitude. And remember, latitude or lat is fat, or like latitude is like a ladder, which are imaginary horizontal lines that measure the distance north or south of the equator. Let's look at our map over here. And let's see. Maybe if we zoom in a little bit, we can see lines of latitude. Yeah, there's one. It's really faint and hard to see, but we see one little blue line going across the map like this. That's a line of latitude. There are probably more, but I don't see them very easily. So I'm going to zoom back out. Go over here, and we want to capture lines of latitude. Now I know that we've talked about this before, but one thing that has been proven to help us learn is repetition. So we're going to go ahead and capture it again. Imaginary horizontal lines that measure distance north or south